وإذا طلقتم النساء فبلغن أجلهن فأمسكوهن بمعروف أو سرحوهن بمعروف
وإذا طلقتم النساء فبلغن أجلهن فأمسكوهن بمعروف أو سرحوهن بمعروف
ولا تمسكوهن ضرارا لتعتدوا ولا تمسكوا لك كاف كي ها كي كو ولا تمسكوهن
ضرارا لتعتدوا.
Okay. What do you think of the recitation? What do you think of the recitation? Guys, listen. You listen to the little children reading. Okay, you know who's the little children?
He's still little.
Yeah. Still little, yeah. Still little, just has a big long beard these days. The one little child is Imaad. Okay? But you see, that's not the Imaad one. Okay? You got this on tape, huh? I'm not going to say that. Anyway. He's also here, Muhammad Siddiq Parker. You know? Any of you guys know him? You know Siddiq? Okay, he's a big, good alim today. MashaAllah. That is in 2004. Okay, it's a while ago. And of course the recitation sounds like it has drastically improved. And that was part of the recitation that I did record. I stopped recording because I thought I was like, I thought I was quiet. Then I realized like now, I should have recorded more. Okay. Nonetheless, let us get started. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحي القيوم المدبر لجميع المخلوقين الصلاة والسلام على أتمان الأكملان على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا أسأل الله تعالى أن يوفقنا لما يحبه ويرضى وأن يرزقنا حسن النية وأن يجعل نيتنا خالصة لوجهه. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I start with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I praise Allah and I thank Allah subhanahu. I ask Allah humbly to raise the rank of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his kind earl, his companions and all those who follow him. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us the sincere intentions. On the board, or the screen, I've just briefly listed what we've done in the past 3 lectures. As this is lecture 4 in week 5. And I'm going to go around the class and I'm going to ask you guys just to elaborate on each point. So you can tell me a little bit about what the meaning of Tajweed is, what is the definition of good reciter, and we'll move on. Ask someone to tell us about Al-Imam al-Hafs, tell me a little bit about Al-Isnad, Al-Ijaza, and we'll go down in that order. Okay, so I will start with Luqman, inshaAllah. I'll start with Luqman. I'll ask Luqman to tell us about the meaning of Tajweed.
Tajweed means to prepare and improve recitation.
Okay.
Exact each letter with its qualities.
Okay.
And definition of good recitation.
I will leave that for you if you. Okay, I may have mentioned it last week. Okay, we go to Asim.
Definition of a good reciter is to recite individual characters the same and together. Like you must recite it individually and in combination with other forms.
Okay, next point. Next point. Who's going to give us the next point? What's listed? Imam Hafs. Nabila, I'll ask you to talk a little bit about Imam Hafs. Anything. What do you know about the recitation of Al-Imam Hafs? Or think about Al-Isnad and Al-Ijaza?
The isnad comes from Al-Imam al-Hafs, so the recitation that we doing now comes from his way of reciting.
Okay.
Well,
That will
Al-Khalil bin
suffice.
Ahmad.
No, that will suffice. What I will say about Al-Imam Hafs, all the recitations that we are reciting is according to who recited it in that manner. Who do we follow? Who do we follow? Who?
Prophet Muhammad.
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So every recitation, every manner of the Holy Qur'an in which it is recited was recited by who? By Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Now there are many ways in which Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam recited the Holy Qur'an, and the widespread ways became named after those who were teaching it so well, teaching it so famously. So it's not the recitation of Al-Imam Hafs or Asim, although we call it that. They are the ones responsible for making it widespread or famous. Okay. The next point. Al-Isnad and Al-Ijaza. I'll go back to Furiel missed out that lesson, so I will go back to Luqman. Tell us a little bit about Al-Isnad and Al-Ijaza. Listening?
Isnad means like the chain of narration, and Ijaz is like authorization to teach recitation.
Okay, Al-Isnad is the
Chain of
chain, and Al-Ijaza is the permission to teach. Okay. Next. The next point. Formation of sound in nature and its relationship to articulation. Formation of sound. Fidel has volunteered.
It's the explosion, vibration, and what's the one that comes together? Collision.
Collision. So we got explosions, we get vibrations, we get collisions. Okay. Specifically, what does this relate to? How does it relate to articulation? How does it relate to articulation? What's happening with the articulation point, the makharaj? Abdul Rahim, how does it relate to the articulation?
The proper pronunciation.
Right. How does the explosions, the collisions,
Different letters.
different letters based on what?
Vowel.
Based on the
Vowel.
vowels. So when something is a vowel letter, for example, say fa, I say ja, I say ha, I say kha, I say da, I say that, I say ra. What is happening? What is happening from the articulation point? Explosion, it is breaking away. And when I come to a second letter, or letter that has sukoon, what's happening?
Resting position.
It's coming to a neutral position through a? Through what?
Explosion.
Through a
It's a collision.
collision. Right. So, if I say ab, af, akh, as, ad, af, ash, what's happening? All the articulation points are coming together. Okay, formation of sound. The origin of the diacritics. Someone mentioned the name Al-Khalil bin Ahmad earlier. So talk to me about Al-Khalil bin Ahmad. Al-Khalil bin Ahmad was a man responsible for inserting these diacritics. So let's first talk about what diacritics am I talking about. Diacritics means symbols above or below letters. And in the Holy Quran, these refer to?
Fatha, Kasra, Dhamma.
Refers to Fatha, Kasra or Dhamma. Okay. And what was the process of adding this Fatha, Kasra and Dhamma to the Quran? Or to the script?
So when he was reciting, he gathered the best of the people, and when the reciter's jaw would open, it would mean an explosion, and a fatha was inserted.
Right. He instructed them to add Fatha whenever he saw the jaw or the mouth opening. And whenever he saw the Kasra, he instructed them to add a whenever he saw the jaw lowering, he instructed them to add Kasra. And whenever it was a Dhamma, which was seen by the observation of a complete circling of the lips, he instructed them to add the Dhamma to the script. Okay. And when the was in a neutral position, he instructed them to add a sukoon. Okay, we covered that. We spoke about mouth formation, opening, lowering, and circling. There's some other things. Did I miss out anything that we covered over the past 3 weeks? Anything that we didn't cover? I mean, from that list. Okay. Coming back to the definition of a good reciter. Say it again. Wasim, say it again.
It's when you can recite the characters individually and in combination.
When you can recite the characters.
Individually and in combination.
Okay, so when someone can recite the letters of the alphabet, when they are voweled, okay, when they are on their own, and when they are joined to other letters. So the tricky part is when they are joined to other letters, because it is easy to say a, right? It is easy to say ba, but the moment we add sad next to it, basir, basir, okay, it becomes a little bit more tricky because now the ba is influencing the sad, or the sad can be influencing the ba. Okay, righto. We covered that. Last week we did some alphabet work. We started talking about the Arabic alphabet. What did we talk about?
The huruf al-hijawiyya can either be 29 or 28 letters depending on whether scholars consider the alif and the hamza to be one or the alif or the hamza to be separate.
Right. And in our class, for our purposes, we're looking at the hamza and alif to be
Separate.
separated, right? Not one letter. And we said that the only purpose of an alif
Is to elongate.
is to elongate. Okay. What is the purpose of the hamza? To carry the vowel. And then we looked at two different types of hamza. What were the two types of hamza?
Hamza to wasl and hamza to qat'i.
Hamza to waslin and hamza to qat'in. Okay. And then we looked at these words. The word qata, right? And we said this letter is ayn, and the head of the ayn is how we know the normal hamza. I said we would call it the normal hamza just for the class. Then we looked at the word wasl. What's that letter? Sad, and what is this? The head of the sad and the head of the ayn. Okay. Right, Hamza to Waslin, Hamza to Qat'in. In Surah Al-Fatiha, we highlighted all the Hamza to Waslin. Mr. Muhammad, tell me a little bit about Hamza to Waslin. It's not always pronounced, okay? Where is it found? Always found at the beginning of words, okay? And so when is it pronounced and when is it not pronounced?
When it is joined by.
When it's recited in continuum,
Yeah.
we would go and skip Hamzatul Waslin. In other words, we'd omit it in the sound of the recitation. And when is it pronounced? When starting. So give me an example. Wasim, give me an example of starting with Hamzatul Waslin.
I'm not sure, but Allah, maybe.
Allah, right? Now give me an example using the same word where the name Allah, or the word Allah, is used, but Hamzatul Wasl is not pronounced.
So you say in Bismillah.
Bismillah.
And then the hamza to wasl is dropped after it, and it's joined like
Okay.
the ha is joined to it.
Okay, so that's good. So we spoke about Hamzatul Wasl, Hamzatul Qatl, purpose of alif, the numbers of the letters. And then we did some recitation work. We did some sort of analysis of the first 5 ayat of Surah Al-Fatiha. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you to all just go back to Surah Al-Fatiha. I'm not going to do any particularly new work. And in the last 5 minutes, just remind me to speak about some admin things. Okay. Right, let's go to Surah Al-Fatiha.